So this week on Geonosis, we're going to be building the Eastern Barrier Wall. This can be seen in the Landing at Point Rain episode where Captain Rex, Ahsoka, and Anakin face this wall with these massive gun turrets that definitely create quite the problem from them getting to their destination of Point Rain. So welcome back everybody to week 4 of building Geonosis. As you guys just saw, we've got a lot of building to do. We're not only integrating this Eastern Barrier Wall, but we're also kind of finishing up a lot of the rock work on half of this MONC already, which is incredible. And I'm really happy to see that progress is going quite quickly. Now, something I've seen down in the comments below, and rightfully so, is why isn't Geonosis actually getting released on a weekly schedule? Instead, it's every couple weeks. And I know I've seen a lot of confusion by this. Personally, I've been condensing more building into one episode for you guys. Therefore, it's more entertaining to watch. There's more progress to be seen. And it's definitely reflecting on the viewership that I've been seeing for the last 3 weeks, is that you guys are coming back to watch every week because of the significant portions of Geonosis that are getting built, and I want to carry that forward throughout this series. So I apologize for these videos not being weekly, but I'm definitely seeing a very positive response to doing more building in one episode of Geonosis. So going forward, I'm going to continue this of condensing more building into one episode at the cost of not being able to release these episodes on an actual weekly schedule. Hopefully that made sense. Now with that out of the way, let me show you guys what I've been up to. So first, let's rewind. You guys just saw me building the actual barrier wall, but let me show you the prototype with where it all started. As you can see, it was a very small build, but it definitely gets the point across of what I'm trying to achieve here. So for me, there was 2 really important things that stood out from the episode. The biggest, of course, is the wall actually curves, and Lego and curvature don't always mix well together. And then the other thing is that I wanted the droideka to actually pop out of that hole that you see within the walkway area on top of the wall. So that was really important as well. So I came up with some pretty interesting techniques to make all of this work together. I also created a custom little turret design that actually pivots a decent amount, maybe like just 5 or 10 degrees, but just enough so I can make the turrets look different from one another. And from what I could tell from the show, they really only move about this much, so it's actually pretty accurate, believe it or not. Now, some of the parts that I'm utilizing for this turret design are ball joint pieces, one of which is the ball joint with the rod, and then I have a circular tile inverted with the hole through it, and then I have a cone piece on the end of that with this bigger circular piece with a hole through it on top of all of it, and it really works out very well and blends into the wall. As for the curvature of the wall, while I'm using the good old Lego Castle Mock Builders technique of using cylinders and 1x2 bricks in combination with each other. It's a very easy technique that pretty much any of you can do right away. These are common Lego pieces. So for the top side, I decided I wanted to go with snot work, so that's studs not on top, and I needed to create some interesting techniques to make that snot kind of connect into the Lego pieces that are on top of the wall, and so I inverted some snot bricks with the introduction of the baby bottle piece inverted with another stud, creating 2 studs facing each other and working with brackets. It visually hopefully explains what I'm trying to say here. It is complicated, but it makes sense when you see it. As for the hole itself in the walkway, I'm using these curvature bricks in combination with these, I don't know if they're brackets, they're just like sideways Lego pieces. These are a fairly newer piece that I've been actually using quite frequently. I used them in the Jedi Temple, in fact. So now I'm going to take all of this and make a much larger wall. So I do want to take a quick second to let you guys know that I am giving away this sealed Lego Star Wars ATTE for free on my next Whatnot stream. So if for some reason you haven't heard of Whatnot, I've been personally using it quite frequently, selling a ton of Lego Star Wars sets and minifigures and a whole bunch of other things that I just have scattered throughout my Lego room that I just don't need anymore. That is what I love about Whatnot. It is completely super easy to just get rid of stuff that I don't need and buy the things that I do need, like parts or Geonosis. So if you guys want to join up on my Whatnot stream, it is going to be 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this Tuesday. You'll get the chance to win this ATTE completely free. You don't have to pay shipping or anything. All you have to do is check out the link down in the description below. You'll find a link to the stream as well as a link to join up on Whatnot. And when you do, you get a $10 free credit that you can use during my stream and potentially get a free like Clone Trooper or something that I'm selling that's either $10 or a little over. That's a $10 discount off that item. So definitely click those links down in the description. Again, my next stream will be this Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks again to Whatnot for sponsoring this video. And without ado, let's get back to building. So here's the final result. This is what I was building at the beginning of the video in that time lapse, the full eastern barrier wall, utilizing those Lego castle techniques of the curvature of the wall, utilizing snot work on the top side in order to create those different holes. I also went ahead and added some 1x1s with the stud facing upwards so I can add some battle droids and minifigures without them falling off. And then also we have all kinds of little techniques like the turrets, as well as the extra little detail here on the top side. Now you might be looking at this very carefully and realizing that I'm using cheese slopes, and I actually wanted to make this even more complicated than what you see here, and I wanted to enclose the two cheese slopes, and I went out of the way to make a design to actually see if I could make it work. And I was actually successful making a design sandwiching two cheese slopes together. However, this design doesn't work on a curving wall. Now, because you can see the eastern barrier from both sides on my mock, I needed to create a secondary wall. This one was very simple. It just used the exact same castle building technique, the cylinder and 1x2, and it just mimicked the other side without turrets. And because it was also a smaller space, you can see it is indeed a smaller wall. Overall, I really like the placement of this wall, and you'll see here in just a few minutes how good it actually looks and integrates so well into the mock, better than I had hoped for. Now, as for how I'm making that snot walkway on the top side, how that actually stands up is pretty interesting. As you can see, I'm actually utilizing two panel towers using panel bricks and some pretty interesting slope work with brackets and inverted slopes and all of that jazz, and it all worked together. As for how the wall actually adheres to the ground, I'm utilizing good old jumper plates. As for the rest of the wall, it just sits on tiles, which is necessary given that the wall curves. It wouldn't really work very well with the studs. And then I also needed to add some extra stability for the walkway, so I placed some bricks inside the wall that added just a little bit more rigidity. And then I also needed to lock down those panel towers by utilizing hinge pieces connected into the studs of the actual bottom side of the floor. The installation of the wall went pretty fairly well. I didn't have too many issues here or there. After this, I need to focus on the rock work. Now that we have the full eastern barrier done, we have a lot more rock work in this area that also needs to be completed. Now, with this wall, it definitely makes it a little bit more challenging for blending rock work to make it look seamless. And so I went back and forth and decided I just simply wanted to, protrude a little bit of plates in order to fill in that gap between the curving wall and the actual snot rock work that I had created in previous weeks. These are some new sections right here, including a corner section, which Lee actually thought was very good. So for this next part, I'm going to put some jazz music on, and we're going to watch the rest of the rock work get installed. So the end result here is a fantastic addition to Geonosis. This eastern barrier just really brings this mock alive and makes it feel like I am in Landing at Point Rain. I think I told you guys this before, but it is my favorite Clone Wars episode. And so bringing this to life with LEGO just brings me so much joy, and I can't wait for the weeks to come where we're going to be adding more and more scenes. This is just the beginning. Now, as much as I want to ramble on about how great this looks, let's put some music on and let you guys enjoy all the different aspects of this wall. So for those of you with a keen eye, there was actually a triangular kind of circular pattern on top of the eastern barrier wall that I completely forgot to add. I saw it and just it completely slipped my mind. So that's something I can easily add in a future week. Now, going forward, we're going to start working on the next section of this mock, which is the caves or the catacombs where the Geonosians meet Kiarumunde's flamethrower troops. So that's going to be an extremely exciting episode. And that'll round out week 4 of Building Geonosis. I'll see you guys next time.